party. We had a party that was obsolete. We had a party. Mitt Romney couldn't run for dog catcher. This guy was a disaster. We had a party that should have won the last election. We had the wrong person. You know, it's interesting. I backed McCain, he lost. I backed Romney, he lost. I said, this time we're going to do it ourselves, folks. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. We got to do it right. So the biggest story in politics worldwide, it's all over the world, it's a movement, is what's happening with the Republican Party. So here's the story. You know, I've won many, 15, 16 states. I think we're going to have a great day tomorrow. Great day. In fact, the one that's closest looks like you. Get out and vote. But we're going to have a great day. I think we're going to have a phenomenal day. Florida's looking fantastic. Florida's really looking. Well, look, you have a senator that doesn't show up to vote. How would you like to have a senator who doesn't show up to vote? I mean, he doesn't come in. So you can't have that either. But Florida's looking really, really fantastic. And, you know, they have a little bit of the same characteristic. You have Rubio, he doesn't vote, that's real bad stuff. And your governor is absentee. He goes, listen to this, because I know, because I was there, but I go back and I still work. You know, I have a job, right? You got to do your job. So your governor, Kasich, if you look at him, and I'm being totally impartial, he goes to New Hampshire. He's living in New Hampshire. Living. Where's Chris? Is Chris around? Even more than Chris Christie, he was there. Where's Chris? Right? Even more. I hated to do that, but I had to make my point. But he goes to New Hampshire. He lives there. He loses badly. He gets killed. I win in a landslide. Okay, I win New Hampshire. I love the people of New Hampshire. They gave me my first big victory, and it was early on. Everybody wants to win Iowa so they can win New Hampshire. I won New Hampshire. Then we go South Carolina. I'm not supposed to win that because it's heavily, heavily evangelical. But I'm a great Christian, and I understand evangelical. And evangelical is smart, and they don't want to remember Ted Cruz. I call him Lying Ted Cruz. He's lying Ted Cruz. And he walks in with his nonsense. He walks in with that, you know, phony stuff. And he lifts the Bible up high. And he said, here I am, I'm lying Ted Cruz. And he puts the Bible, and then he starts lying for the whole night. Any position you have, he knows what your position is. He tells people the opposite. What he did to Ben Carson, who just endorsed me, by the way, Dr. Ben. Great guy. But in Iowa, Ben was doing really well, and I was doing really well. And Ted Cruz said Ben Carson had just quit the race. And the voting hadn't even come close to ending. And he convinced him. And then right after the race ended, he called him and apologized. Give me a break. And I don't think Ben has ever forgotten that or forgiven that or whatever. But Ben endorsed me 2 days ago, and that's a great endorsement. That to me. And you know who else endorsed me, which I think you'll like? Sheriff Joe Arpaio. When Sheriff Joe endorses you, that means you're tough on the borders, believe me. Sheriff Joe. So we had Sheriff Joe, and he endorsed. And we had Sarah Palin, who was so great. She endorsed. And Jerry Falwell Jr. from Liberty University, so great. And maybe Jerry, I think, really helped me with the evangelicals. So we go to South Carolina, and that's going to be Ted Cruz country. That's lying Ted Cruz country. And we go, and everybody says he's going to win. And who wins in a landslide? Trump. And who gets the military, the vets? Because when they're leaving, they do the polls. I won with the military. I won with the vets. I won big with the evangelicals. I won big with everybody. I won with women. I won with men. I won with highly educated. I won with less than highly educated. We won with every single category. So it's been great. Same thing with Nevada. We go into Nevada. I win with Nevada in a landslide. But the big thing is this. I go there and I say hello to the people that work at the polling booths. And a woman comes up to me in New Hampshire. She said, you know, Mr. Trump, I've been doing this for 40 years. And in 40 years, we used to have like 3 people come in and there another 3, 4 people. And it was just very light. We have lines, and I looked at the lines. The lines were 5 blocks long, 5 abreast coming in to vote. We've taken in millions and millions and millions of people within the Republican Party. They came out from the Democrats. They came as the independents. And I'll tell you, the thing I'm most proud of is, and I see it when I sign and when I shake hands with people, every 20th person says to me, you know, Mr. Trump, I've never, ever voted before. We're talking about 40-year-old people. We're talking about 50. Are you going to vote? And you never voted before? Thank you, man. That's so cool. But who's never voted before and just voted? Wow. Wow. And you're all voting, right? I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they just said it on one of the stations coming in. It is a phenomena. It is, and it's phenomenal, but it is a phenomena. So many people, they said, I've never wanted to vote because I've never seen anybody I wanted to vote for, okay? So we have the Democrats, and we're up millions and millions and millions of votes. And you know, it's sort of interesting. I watched Lion Ted a little while ago, and he was saying, I'm the only one, you know, with a, you know, I always say he's a good debater, but he can't talk. He says, I'm the only one that can beat Trump. I beat him 5 times. I'm the only one. You know, it's like a professional debate artist, and yet I've won every debate. I don't understand it. But, no, according to Drudge, who's an incredible guy, Drudge, they do the polls after the debates. Every single debate, Time Magazine, Drudge, all these different places, they do polls after the debate. I think I've won every single one for every single debate. Really. But Lion Ted goes, I've got to tell you, I'm the only one that can stop Trump. Nobody else. I've beaten him 5 times. And then I said to myself, is anyone going to speak up? Nobody speaks up. So at the debate, do you remember? He said, I've beaten him 5 times. I'm the only. I said, yeah, but I've beaten you 15 times. Right? Right? I don't know. He's Lion Ted. He's Lion Ted. So look, so important. We have so many different problems. And I want to read you something because I love it. I love it. You know, we need security. We need borders. We're going to build the wall. The wall is going to be built. The wall is going to be built 100%. Build that wall. 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 Right. Gonna be built. And who's gonna pay for the wall? Mexico, 100%. 100%. We have a trade deficit with Mexico, folks. These guys come off the stage. They used to say, you can't build a wall. And then I said, well, you know, the Great Wall of China is 13,000 miles long, much bigger, and it was built 2,000 years ago. Why can't we build a wall? Well, I don't know. You can't build. And then the other day, I hear these guys saying, we're going to build a wall. And my wife heard it. She came up. She said, I think they just said we're going to build a wall. Okay, but here's the thing. Then they say, you can't get Mexico to pay for the wall. Okay, so remember this. This is easy. Anybody in the audience can do it because almost everybody in the audience is smarter than the people running our country. Okay, so remember. Sure. So remember this. Remember this. The wall is going to cost $10 billion. A lot of money. We're going to do a real wall. It's going to be like at the OPO, the old post office. I got it. Under budget, ahead of schedule, going to be great, right? We want to go under budget. You got to know, the thing I do best, in all fairness, is build. Okay, so we're going to build it under budget, ahead of schedule. But the wall's going to cost 10, and it's going to be a, let's see, that ceiling. That's pretty good, actually. That ceiling, hey, that ceiling's up there. They don't build them like they used to, folks, right? It's pretty good. But it's going to be right up there. It's probably going to be higher than that, but it's going to be right up. 45, 50 feet, good precast, beautiful job. So here's the story. Here's the story. So they say, you're never going to be able to get Mexico to pay. I said, 100%. They said, no way. These are the people I'm running against. I'm arguing with them. Here's the story. We have a trade deficit with Mexico, A year, $58 billion, right? The wall is going to cost $10 billion. That's a peanut compared. They're going to pay for the wall, folks. When you have $58 billion advantage in trade and you want $10 billion to pay for the wall, now there's various ways they can do it, and I'm not pushy. I'm a very, very unpushy person. They're going to pay for the wall. So easy, okay? So easy. You probably saw the other day Vicente Fox, the ex-president. And what did he do? He threw out the F-bomb. If I threw out the F-bomb, I would get these people, I would get the electric chair, okay? They would say, it's the electric chair. He threw out, nobody even talks about it. But what he did is good, because he said, there's no way we're going to pay for the you-know-what wall. Okay? Vicente. There's no way, he said, and really angry and arrogant. He said, and I love Mexico, I love the people of Mexico. I have thousands of employees and over the years, Hispanics, and I win in the polls with the Hispanics. You saw that in Nevada. I won with the Hispanics in addition to every other group. Because I'm going to bring jobs back. I'm bringing the jobs back. I'm bringing them back from China. I'm bringing them back from Mexico. I'm bringing jobs back. So Vicente Fox, the good and the bad, he said, there's no way we're going to pay for the you-know-what wall. And angry. And I said, we've made progress. Because he used to say, there's no way we're going to build a wall. So now he accepts it's going to be built. Right? He accepts that it's going to be built. That's good. That's good. Now we'll just make a little deal and they're going to pay. Otherwise, we're going to have a little problem. We're not going to let so much trade. Don't forget, the $58 billion a year doesn't include all the drugs that are pouring across and poisoning our youth, okay? And one thing I told the people of New Hampshire, because they were so good to me and the victory was so conclusive, and it was my first victory as a politician. I've never done this before. Some people give me credit. They said, you know, it's amazing. This is a phenomena. And he's never done it before. He's only been doing it for 8 months. But it's like common sense. And that's why we have these crowds. And that's why it's a movement. Because it's a movement. When I go to Dallas, 21,000 people. We just left North Carolina, where I think we're going to do great. We just left. We had a room that held 2,000 people. It was set up quickly. It held 2,000 people. They had between 9,000 and 10,000 people outside listening, and that we had to send away. There's something going on. Okay. So here's the story. We are going to do things that the country isn't used to doing. It's called, we're going to win. Win. It's very simple. Win. So I want to read you this because I love it. I don't know. Some of you may have heard it. I haven't done it much, but I love doing it. I love reading it. It was written by Al Wilson a long time ago, and it was actually a song. And a little upgrade, maybe we do a little upgrade, but I think it's great. So we have a tremendous problem with terrorism. And we have a tremendous problem where, and I don't know if you agree with me, but we cannot let people into our country that we don't know who they are, what they are doing, where they are. They have no paperwork. We can't do it. And we can build in Syria, we can build a safe zone, and we'll do that. And I want to get Saudi Arabia, I want to get Gulf states to pay. They have so much money that you wouldn't even believe it. And they're not paying. We're paying for everything. We always pay. You know, people think we spend a lot on our military. We spend a lot taking care of all these rich countries that don't reimburse us properly. South Korea, I love South Korea. I love Japan. But Japan, if we get attacked, Japan doesn't have to do anything. If Japan gets attacked, we just started World War III. We have to go in and defend them. What kind of deals are these that we make, folks? So we're going to, don't worry, we're going to make these good. But we talk about terror, and we talk about terrorism. And we talk about, remember this is for what I'm going to read. We talk about the wrong people coming into our country, right? And we can't allow it. And I love you. Look at this crowd. I love you. I mean, this is amazing. Okay, are you ready? And this is called the snake. A snake. Oh, snake, right? On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Her pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Oh, well, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman. sighed the broken snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk, and then laid him by the fireside with honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. She was happy.